Hello idiots, welcome to the classroom and thank you so much for joining us as always. Today we'll be talking about my favorite character from My Hero Academia, the golden boy of Class 1A. You all know who I'm talking about.
I just want to say, I'm gonna win.
Katsuki Bakugo! Quirk, explosion!
Howitzer!
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I'm just getting started! Got that? This isn't a real win for me unless you try harder! It can't end this way! Now get up!
I want to know what made All Might give his power to a loser like you.
Go throw yourself into traffic.
My Hero Academia has been one of the most popular shonen manga and anime of the past 10 years. A huge cast of distinct characters, eye-candy action, and a fantastic voice cast all helped this anime shoot up the popularity charts when it began airing in 2016. However, as most new-gen anime do, it got a lot of hate for being primarily for children, having some corny dialogue, and a grating protagonist. Clearly unlike something like Naruto. But today we are not giving an inch to those disgusting haters. We'll be talking about, celebrating, my favorite character from My Hero Academia, Katsuki Bakugo. Deuteragonists are one of the most long-standing and probably my favorite trope in all of shonen manga. Just like we have a protagonist or main character, the deuteragonist is essentially the second main character. While the protagonist either gets to serve their own emotional journey, progress the plot, or just chill out and vibe, the deuteragonist is there to serve the protagonist.
Deku, you bastard! Tell me how you did that or you're dead!
There to provide contrast, and in some cases maybe even a foil to the protagonist. Now if you think that the foil is the opposite of the protagonist, you may be me getting called on in high school advanced English literature and getting your first taste of suicidal ideation. Because you would be wrong. A foil is simply there to draw contrast. They don't need to literally be exact opposites. Or else Deku, a quirkless human, may have like a superpowered lobster as a foil. But luckily what Bakugo really is a superpowered goat. Deku met Bakugo when he was just Izuku in elementary school. While Izuku was sitting in his dark room, rocking back and forth and watching superhero movies, like a dork, Bakugo was training to be the #1 hero. The power system in My Hero is one of my favorites in the entire shonen genre. While others like Hunter x Hunter are spectacular for their complexity, you can see where I'm going with this. In My Hero, around 80% of the population is born with a genetic deformity called a quirk. But if you get a cool one, it's more like a superpower. This can be something as life-changing as shape-shifting, or as horrific as arm, flesh, wing things, so it's basically X-Men. But the X-Men aren't Japanese, so...
人類とミュータントの平和的共存を実現するために組織されたミュータントヒーローチームである。
Shit. This is one of my favorite power systems because, like they all should, it fuels our characters just as much as it does the action. Someone with a quirk like Eijiro Kirishima's, where he can turn his skin jagged and impenetrable, may grow up with a thick coat of armor around themselves. And in the same fashion, I hate even making the pun, but Bakugo is explosive. Katsuki Bakugo is a character who wears everything on his sleeve, whether he's in his angular and aggressive hero costume, as Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite no less, or his disheveled school uniform. Even his hair has always looked like a little explosion. And speaking of explosion, Bakugo has probably my favorite quirk in the entire series. Through sweating a nitroglycerin-like substance, he can ignite explosions anywhere on his body. Now usually that would be cool enough, but one of my favorite things about single-powered series like My Hero and X-Men is seeing how these characters develop these powers. While Bakugo uses his quirk for massive offensive blasts like anyone would think to do, he also breaks the game's physics engine and uses his explosions to fucking fly. Through a few very well-written fights in the beginning of the series, we see that while Bakugo may have the bloodthirsty rage of a chimp, he's not as dumb as one. Bakugo uses his explosions essentially as naturally as you would use your legs or I would use my blood-curdling screeching abilities. Eeeeee! Sorry folks, I had to use my blood-curdling screeching abilities there. Please leave a like, comment, even subscribe, or maybe even go check out my Patreon? What? Am I selling out? More on that later, folks. Let's just get right back to our goat. So let's see what we've learned so far. Bakugo, let's see. He has an explosion quirk. He's mean. He is blonde. Huh. Bakugo is a character that really gets both short ends of the stick. I would say that I feel bad for him, but I'm not some weirdo who thinks this guy is like a real dude. If you want to find that, look for the people who think everyone Bakugo is mean to he has a crush on, like an actual kindergartner. And a bigger but less weird group of people seem to think that he's just some inhuman smoke demon. And I mean, you're not wrong per se, but what both of these groups and a lot more people seem to miss, and I've had a hard time figuring out how to put this into words, is that this guy is like a real dude. Like I said earlier in the video, the deuteragonist is there for the purposes of the protagonist, but that actually causes some problems. People don't really think about this often, but what your protagonist knows versus what you know is a really important concept. This difference can make someone like Sasuke either just some emo jerk, or the fated savior of the Itachi clan, or whatever. Fuck Naruto. And at the beginning of the series, Deku has a very narrow view of Bakugo as strong, confident, mean, but a winner. And this is how everyone sees him. I mean, in middle school, you can hardly say, I think I'm going to grow up to be successful, without ridicule. So Bakugo flat out saying he's gonna be a better hero than All Might himself and getting praise for it should really say something. From a young age, Bakugo was told how much potential he had every day, what a great hero he would grow into someday, and that he was the best. Which is, obviously, super good for a kid.
You bastard! I'll tell you what'll happen if you make a fool out of me! I'll kill you! I don't want there to be any doubt that I'm the best student at the festival!
What we see from Bakugo at the beginning of the series is actually much different to the character a lot of people would grow to hate. He's actually much more confident and boisterous here than we ever see him again, and it's easy to see why. The previously mentioned quirk and strong personality don't hurt, but Bakugo is about to leave middle school and finally start what has always been his life. Leaving middle school means getting to attend UA, the most prestigious hero academy in the nation, and this would be the next step in his win streak of a life. Except for one problem.
Welcome, Izuku.
Izuku, the one quirkless crybaby punching bag Bakugo has always had to remind himself just how awesome he is, gets into UA too. And he doesn't even get kicked out. And gets an awesome quirk. And gets to hang out with All Might. Izuku being at UA not only starts to force Bakugo to change, but we as an audience get to actually learn more about the real Bakugo, through the only person that thinks he knows him. There are moments where while what everyone else sees is just Bakugo being a jerk, Izuku sees him being a jerk, but like for a reason. When he confidently states that he is going to win the entire sports festival as part of his opening speech, everyone thinks that he's just being a loud, boisterous ass. Same old Bakugo. But Izuku is the only one who is able to see that this is different. He's not trying to pull people down, he's trying to hype himself up. A lot of people seem to think that Bakugo hates everyone who isn't himself, and I don't think that that's it at all. I think that he hates himself so much. While it's awesome to be told you're gonna grow up to be or do something great, what isn't always awesome is living with that. From the time he could say the words All Might, Bakugo was both being set up and setting himself up with the highest expectations he could. Frankly, expectations that only a shonen action manga protagonist could live up to. This, combined with someone who I think he barely considered human, climbing the ranks alongside him, did something crazy. It made him worse. Usually when we see a character get a redemption or a just generally be nicer arc, we see them when they're at the height of their faults. But while in middle school he may be the most confident version of himself, throughout the first few seasons he just gets worse. Things that you may expect to make him happy, like winning the sports festival, only sharpen his already jagged edges, until we learn what's actually going on.
You got so much better, and I destroyed All Might! I admired him so much. But it's because of me that he ended up losing his power! I can't get it out of my head! It's like it's constantly playing on loop! So what the hell am I supposed to do?
With a lot of previously mentioned not-so-nice characters like Sasuke, there will be a big plot reveal as to why they are the way that they are. But Bakugo does not have that reason at all. Bakugo doesn't just have a good reason to be the way that he has the best reason.
Like people, some of them are just jerks.
For almost 3 full seasons, while Bakugo gets worse and worse like I mentioned, we in the audience only see this through Deku's eyes. But what their climactic, maybe kinda romantic, moonlit fight at UA shows us is that Bakugo has had his own inner dialogue this whole time, because he thinks he's the fucking main character. Kohei Horikoshi may have his flaws. Endeavor Agency arc kinda sucks, and he's never even given me any of his millions of dollars, but wow. Since this moment, we've seen a more thoughtful, patient, and sometimes even remorseful Bakugo. And looking back, this Bakugo isn't not there. I mean, if he were really the Sub-Zero level asshole everyone thought he was, I don't think he would have told the villains, "Go throw yourselves into traffic," when they wanted to give him a full ride scholarship to My Villain Academia. But people need time to change, and I think that Horikoshi's work on Katsuki Bakugo might just be the best thing he's ever put to paper. It would be really cool if every jerk you met started getting better the moment you graced their lives, but that's not how it works. Now we get to see him actually make amends with Deku, continue to grow stronger, and he can become a hero. And more than that, earn being called a hero. Change is one of the single hardest things we as people have to go through. Seeing Katsuki do the same has made it easier for me to change into a kinder person as well, and to no one more so than myself. But like I said, change is hard. And Katsuki Bakugo wouldn't be Katsuki Bakugo if he didn't make it 1,000 times harder. God, I love Bakugo. This character has meant so much to me and has made it, actually in a weird way, easier to be a kinder person to myself, like I stated. But that is the video for this week, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching that video. I really appreciate it. If you made it to this point, a special double thank you very much. Yeah, so this week I've wanted to talk about Bakugo literally forever, and I wanted to do another God I Love blank thing since my Usopp video did pretty well, so hey, I'm hoping to make this into like a series. I like being positive about things, so, but yeah, I decided to kind of do the Bakugo like school uniform look today. But what I have to show off for my collection this week is nothing. I brought my little desk Bakugo over here, but go check out my Patreon, please. I'm going to put it in the description. The only thing I have right now is the $5 a month tier. At the end of every month, I'm going to have, well, at the beginning of every month, I'm going to have people vote on what they want the book club to be over. End of the month, book club episode, I will put up on Patreon, and like, I don't know, I might put the first episode up on YouTube for like, that's like an advertisement thing, I guess. But thank you so much for watching, y'all. Go give me money, please. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.